Joseph W. Brady addresses Bradco clients detailing industrial and commercial projects underway throughout our Mojave River Valley community.
Terry, thanks. So for those that I have met that are existing clients, happy 2024. I hope you had a safe holiday season. We are recording this right before Christmas. My name is Joseph W. Brady. I'm proud to be the president of the Bradco companies. We are the longest standing full service commercial broker servicing the Mojave River Valley. We do not call it the High Desert anymore. We don't call it the Victor Valley. We've had some negative connotations with that. So I'm going to take our existing clients down a road, that I'm also going to take our clients that watch the Bradco Desert Report. So we have about 75 clients that we currently are servicing with listings. We have about 1,500 people that follow us in the video that we send out. And surprisingly, we have about 9,200 people on LinkedIn that follow what we have to say. I'm not much of a social media person. We're blessed with the help of Robert Kurtz and Terry Kurtz that are filming this today. We're also blessed with Colleen Luque, who does a lot of our video out in the field, which people seem to like. So let's talk about where I think we are today and where we're going to go in 2024. This might be 10 minutes to just kind of be patient. Our company covers 4,000 square miles. So if you take 4,000 square miles into Southern California, you're probably looking at an area that's about 50 miles deep, 60 miles deep by 60 miles deep by 60 miles wide, which is pretty far. If you go from Los Angeles out to Ontario, that's well over 60 miles, and then you go from there down to Temecula. So we cover a pretty large area. The high desert now with the 5 cities, we have about 550,000 people. We clearly believe that we're going to double in size to about 1.1 million in the next 20 years. But it's not, I think, going to be the same kind of spotty growth that we saw in the past. I think that the cities are really going to start taking a look at infrastructure issues and some of those challenges. Let me hit each one of the cities kind of alphabetically and hit some of the highlights. Atlanta's done a great job. Jesse Flores, Mayor Reyes, congratulations to you both. They have a gentleman by the name of Dr. Gil Keenan that works with them. He does a great job on not only the marketing but the economic development. And I think he does a great job in kind of keeping them very focused. They have 2 major industrial parks going into the north portion of Atlanta off of El Mirage Road, both on the west and east. About 20 million feet of space that will come in. It won't all come in at one time, but it will. They've got some retail projects that they've got with Joseph Michael is one of the developers. Aaron Michelle, his son, is also involved. There's a project that I believe that John Conley recently closed out there on Ranchero. That's going to go through. There's some spot retail along 395. There's a new car wash down near Seneca. You've got some serious money taking a look at Atlanta. I think that the marijuana, the day of people coming in and paying $3 plus a square foot to rent a medical marijuana growing facility, I think those are over. We did the first lease out in Atlanta for Mike Howarth when in really September through December of 2015, when the city of Atlanta was looking for a way to augment their budget. We did the first lease, and that building went from 35 cents a foot to $1 a foot on a 10-year lease, and Mike thought we hit it out of the park. And then we saw values rise to $3 to $3.50 for triple net, and they've come back down. Why? Because the illegal grows have made it very, very tough on the legal grows to do. Jimmy Prevy's built, a tremendous inventory of buildings out there, very, very well done, 30,000 square foot buildings. He built some excess capacity. He's now selling those in a package. So I think that Jimmy kind of realized, like a lot of people, that maybe overbuilt, but he's done well enough. So I think that market's over, but I think there's going to still be an industrial play on out there. The next city is Apple Valley. So because of Apple Valley is poised for some great growth. They've got Sprouts and Raising Cane's coming in off of Bear Valley Road. They got nearly 30 million feet of proposed industrial space out in the specific planned area. They've got 6,000 acres on out there that they very smartly, years and years ago. I mean, they're way ahead of their time out where the airport is. You've got the you've got the Walmart distribution centers out there. That's 1,250,000 square feet. That's the most used, highly used facility within the country. Then right down the street, 1,350,000 square feet. You got the big lots. That building just sold for, I believe, for $229 million. But you have 30 million feet going in out there. And then we're working with Strata Investments. They have the fully approved specific plan on 664 acres right at the end of Teo Road. So we're trying to find the right developer to come in and do that. But I think the town now is now going to start taking a look at how the northern portion housing could be maybe a little bit different than the middle, the core, the southern. There's a project that architect Tom Steno just got approved. He's in partnerships with some gentlemen that own a lot of gas stations and convenience stores, and they just got that approved. It's called Deep Creek Estates. So that was a project that was on what we call the former Low Ranch. It was zoned for 2.5 acres. The town smartly approved 3/4 acre lots, and I think it'll be a nice project, very, very similar to our project up on Apple Valley Road. So I think that Apple Valley's got some great things. I also think that the town will find a developer this next year that will probably get serious about the northeast corner of Apple Valley Road and Yuckaloma Road. That property's listed by our friends Eric Wested at JLL, as well as Brandon Boschman at CBRE. It's a 32-acre piece. As Mal Riley, my former partner in Barstow, said, he said it's one of the best properties he ever saw. So we're showing that to a couple of retail developers. We're starting to see retail people come back. Next city is Barstow. So Barstow's got some real excitement. We believe that BNSF will submit their application and their EIR into the city probably by the end of the first quarter of 2024. That's 3,500 construction jobs, 22,000 jobs within BNSF will be created. We believe that within Barstow that they'll create probably 5,000 to 8,000 jobs. I think the number that Lena Kent and the leaders at BNS put out, that there's 22,000 jobs that will be created within the BNSF system. The BNSF system is a rather robust system. So congratulations, Lena, and to you and your team. That's exciting. They have bought 4,500 acres out there. They are very committed. Their minimum investment is $1.5 billion into their project. I've been told it could be upwards to $3 billion. So I think that's exciting for Barstow. The new First Street Bridge is under construction. Skanska is about halfway done with that. Should be open, I think, by summer of next year. That's really pretty cool. I watch all the time, so a little shout out to John Manich with Skanska. So Barstow's day's coming, and I think that the BNSF project is going to benefit the city, the residents, the college out there. Big shout out to Dr. Bagg. We're probably going to do an endowment scholarship project with her this year as well with VVC. So,
Joseph W., something else you wanted to add in terms of what Barstow has in store?
Well, not only the excitement of BNSF coming in there, but I'm proud to say that we were able to work a deal with great leadership from Richard and Randall Lewis and John Goodman at Lewis Acquisitions. Some people remember them as Lewis Homes. Some people know them as Lewis Retail. They are a company that goes back to 1954. The family their parents built 54,000 homes. They've got just such an impressive portfolio of what they've done, but they're very community based and they like to work very closely with the city. So at the right time with the right leadership and really the leadership of Willie Hopkins and Chris Hildreth and Cody Tompkins, we were able to meet with Lewis, and I was able to convince Lewis that I thought there was an opportunity out there. There was. The city's working with Bureau of Land Management on 1,220 acres. Lewis has entered into an exclusive negotiating agreement with them. It's a 4-year deal. I mean, there's a lot of hurdles that have to go through, but to me, when Lewis is willing to go out there, it validates that they've done their homework. They know that Burlington Northern Santa Fe is very serious, and there's that continued push now from the Inland Empire. So I want to thank the City Council for their leadership in approving the exclusive negotiating agreement. I'm proud that we've had an opportunity to work with Bill Hoover and Rob and Bob Martin and Randall Lewis and Richard Lewis and John Goodman. You just have an incredible team down there. It's a machine, and it's going to last a long time. And I think that's one thing that the city really liked was Lewis is not here for today. They're here for today. They're going to be here tomorrow. They're going to be here for generations. And so they're a multi-generational company now. They have 700 employees that are located in Sacramento, Reno, the Inland Empire. So I'm glad that we were able to convince them to go on out there, and we'll see. Hopefully the deal works out. So the next city is Hesperia. City has a new city manager, but she's not new to the city. Rachel Molina. Rachel, I enjoyed our meeting a couple of months ago. I think you bring I think you bring a different type of leadership than your predecessor. I really like Nils, but I understand you're going to run the city the way that you want. You brought in a great economic development director and a community director by the name of Nathan Freeman. Nathan used to be at the city years ago, and he left. He came on back. He's hands-on. He's a deal maker. He's actually a deal junkie. So he works with Victor Knight, and that's exciting. They've got the industrial market down there. They've got about 15 million feet coming in, but then they have the Silverwood project that John O'Haney and DMB are doing. That's 9,633 acres. 15,663 dwelling units. Model complex will be open hopefully by August of next year. So with John O'Haney and Jonathan Weldy doing their deal, that's moving ahead. They picked the 5 builders to do it. There are 5 national builders, 4 are public, 1 is private. We know the names, we can't release them, but that's exciting. They've moved 15 million cubic yards of dirt, and they're prepping like 2,000 lots right now. So they're completing a $5 million bridge that they have out there. So that's a game changer. They're going to have really 3 access points to get down below. The next one would be the city of Victorville. So the city of Victorville has always been the city with that's generated the most amount of sales tax, has all the auto dealerships. They're doing real well. CarMax has come in this year, and they're due to open. So you see some changes over in the car lot area over off of Civic. They've got Prologis, which is developing additional property out at SCLA, and Prologis is the largest industrial developer in the world, not in the country, not in California, but in the world. So for those that don't know, they have 1.2 billion square feet of space. There are 19 countries. They're a great addition to the city. They've been out here. They're not new to the industry at all. I just had the honor of having lunch with Tyson Chaves the other day. He works with Jay Dick and with Diedrich Ferris down at CBRE. So they've got a really good team out there. They just signed a deal for a 1.3 million square foot major user. I'll let CBRE put out that name when they can, but it's exciting. So you got that going on. You have some additional industrial coming in off of Mojave Drive. You've got Kent Shear and Covington. They're developing 164 acres out at SCLA where the old golf course was. I was proud to represent them on that $13+ million all cash deal. So that's exciting. So you have a lot of industrial coming on in. With that, also add Brightline. So Brightline West, they call it now. They received in the last 2 weeks, in early December, a $3 billion grant. I call it the down payment for their $12 billion project. That's the speed train from Ranch Cucamonga. They'll have a stop in Hesperia where Highway 395 and I-15 is. They'll have a stop at the southeast corner of I-15 and Dale Evans Parkway, property that they recently retraded internally. They sold from one entity. They had bought it for $10 million back 4 or 5 years ago. Richard Branson, I think, was somewhat involved at that time. He's no longer involved. And they recently retraded it internally for $27 million. So you got a new compound out there. And the final stop is at their 110-acre facility on Las Vegas Boulevard. They paid $140 million like 3 years ago. So that project's going to move forward, and that's going to create somewhere between 10 and 20,000 jobs. It's a $12 billion project. I believe there are going to be 4 or 5 major contractors involved. We have heard that Las Vegas Paving will take the piece from State Line into Las Vegas. So that to me is a big game changer. I think that with the housing coming on up here and the housing developers relooking at the market and industry coming up here, I think we're going to have a lot of quality jobs. with that, where are the jobs going to get their training? They're going to get their training, hopefully, at Victor Valley Community College District. So I'm proud to have been appointed in 2011. I beat out 23 people that wanted the coveted job. I've won 4 elections. I'm proud that I've been able to raise a tremendous amount of money, and I've got a huge support base. But most importantly, when I arrived there, and all this work takes place with a very committed board of trustees, very committed. We get along great. We get along famously now. We didn't at one time. We were on the verge of losing our accreditation in 2012. We had a $4 million structural deficit every year. Today, I can tell people very, very happily and very proudly that we have a 16.7 mandatory reserve. Mandatory. There's no negotiation about it. We have a $9 million budget. We have 831 employees. I think we've got a great team. Dr. Walden, he came to us on January 1st of 2019. He took over for Dr. Roger Wagner, who did a great job. Dr. Wagner came to us in 2014 and retired at the end of 2019 with some medical issues. And in January of this next year, we're going to be looking at an extension of a contract to Dr. Walden, another 4-year contract. He's done a great job. And so where's VVC in this whole equation? Having almost losing our accreditation in 2012, we're competing for the Aspen Award, and we hope to qualify for that in the year 2026, 2027 as the #1 community college in the country, not in the state. There's 940 of them in the country, and so I'm very proud to be a part of that. We have the Educational Conference Center that will be open. We'll have, I think, our first board meeting in that in April this year, so it'll be nice to christen that building. We're looking at student housing out there right now. We're looking at augmenting our campus, hopefully down in Hesperia and Grona. So we got great things going, and what we're doing, we're also working very closely with different industries on out here to figure out how can we better train people. That's what the community college system's all about. So I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm proud to work with Dr. Walden, Dr. Scott, Dr. Mackenzie Tarango, Art Lopez, Robert Sewell. We really have a great cast of people on out there. So for clients, I think that the market's going to be good next year. I think there is a little bit of uncertainty. We got interest rates are still high, so some deals are not penciling. People that are land speculating, I don't see them speculating like they have in the last 35 years I've been out here. They're speculating more internally. I think people are going to stay closer to where the infrastructure is. I am working with Assemblyman Juan Carrillo, State Senator Scott Wilk, Assemblyman Tom Lackey on a joint luncheon with Reza, who works for Assemblyman Juan Carrillo, on an infrastructure lunch we hope in April, to bring the city managers, the mayors together at that time and talk about where are we going to get the infrastructure for the next 20 to 40, 60 years. So Terry, I'm very confident about what I see in the future. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think we realize that we have a political campaign next year, and the country is very divided, which is sad. But and while other areas may not have the great real estate opportunities, I think that the Mojave River Valley has. I think that we really do have, and I really do believe in the next 20 years that we're going to double in size. So for those, strap your belt on, have fun, and belated Merry Christmas to those I missed. And a Happy New Year to everybody, and be safe. And the only I would say in 2024, I hope you be sure to vote. I think that's I think that it's a great opportunity, and I think it's something that everybody should do. So thanks.